The other thing about Sukot, that we're so excited about the party, because it's a very big day, and the Torah says that this is a day, technically, that if the Goyim knew how significant the Sukkot is, they would celebrate. Because this is a day that Am Yisrael will bring korbanot for all 70 nations. Every day, they will bring korbanot to the Bet HaMikdash in their name. So if the Goyim knew that we're actually bringing korbanot, we're bringing sacrifices in their names, not only they wouldn't have destroyed the Bet HaMikdash, they would have actually sent their armies to protect the Bet HaMikdash. Because all of their parnasah, all of their good, all of everything that they have depends on what happens now. So they would protect the Bet HaMikdash. But unfortunately they didn't know, so they ruined it. But we get so carried away with the party, which we're supposed to, that sometimes we forget about the promises we made during Yom Kippur and during Rosh Hashanah. When we asked Hashem for another chance, for another year, let me live another year so I could do more mitzvot. Let me live another year so I could do more tzedakah. Let me do this. You want another chance. Nobody wants to die. Doesn't matter whether you're 50 or you're 500. Doesn't make a difference. Noach, over 600 years old, doesn't want to die. Nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to live. So you say, Hashem, give me more chance. The problem is that we made a lot of promises. We made a deal with Hashem. If you listen to the shiur, you made a deal with Hashem. So the Mishnah in Bava Metzia 49 says, "Mi shepara me'anshe dor ha'mabul u'me'anshe dor ha'plaga hu atid lifroa mimei she'eno omed bediburo." So it says, whoever paid the punishment to the generation of the flood, dor ha'mabul, and the generation of the Tower of Babel, dor ha'plaga, he will pay punishment to the one who doesn't stand by his own words. So what does this mean? What's the pshat here? It says the same one that punished those two awful generations. Who is it? It's God. God punished the generation of Noach for many reasons. They were stealing, they were going against nature, they were going against a lot of different things. The last thing that was the killer was also they were committing murder, both through actually killing people, also by wasting seed, which we learned in the past. Now, Hashem destroyed them. The Tower of Babel, they tried to build a tower, we're going to learn about in a couple of weeks, to go to war with God. Because they figured, listen, Hashem destroyed the world after 1600 years after He created the world. So maybe He builds a world, 1600 years later, He destroys it and builds it again. So let's build a tower, be ahead of Him. Let's build a tower, so the next time He wants to flood the world, we're already going to be on top of the tower, so He can't drown us. So only 300 years later, a little over 300 years after the Noah's flood, they're already going against God. And it's not like they don't know it happened. Shem is still alive. He's telling them, what are you guys doing? You're going against God. I was there. I saw what He did. But they said, no, maybe it's because He did it once every 1600 years. Every day, it's like, well, people use different numbers, numerology to connect everything somehow. Because everything ends in 8, that means that Mashiach is coming in number 8. Or because of this, so people try to connect everything all the time. So it's cute, but it doesn't always work. So here we have two awful, awful generations. But the Mishnah says someone that makes a promise and doesn't keep it, he's the same like them. It's a little bit extreme. Sounds like a little machmir. Sounds like a little bit, relax a little bit. What happened? Made a promise, I didn't keep it. Okay, but you're comparing me to Dor Mabul. They were Rashayim. They had not just intermarriage. They went with animals. They did all types of awful, awful things. Even the animals were sinners. Zebra went with the lion went with the... things went against nature. You're comparing me to them because I made a promise, I didn't keep it? Hashem says yes. There's only one person in the entire Torah that Hashem actually writes, him, I hated him. Paro killed millions and millions of Jews. Millions of Jews. He used to every day take Jewish babies, kill them, and then take a bath in their blood. Why? Because his magicians told him that he had tzarat. Said the way that you cure your tzarat is if you bathe in Jewish blood. This is the craziness of people. So he would kill millions, like they were flies. No questions asked. Hashem doesn't say, I hated Paro. Nebuchadnezzar killed so many Jews that there was a river of blood. Mamash, a river of blood, they say, that reached the stomach of horses. Awful. Awful. Hashem says, doesn't say anything about I hated him. Doesn't say. He's a Rasha. He says no share of the world to come. They're both in Gehinnom forever. All that. But he doesn't say I hated him. Who does it say I hated? He said Esav saneti. In the book of Isaiah, Hashem Yitbarach says, Esav, him I hated him. Why? His brother is Yaakov Avinu. His father is Gdol Ador Yitzchak. Big rabbi. His grandfather is Avraham Avinu. The biggest. You hate him? Everybody says my father is a rabbi, therefore I'm a... Esav, his father, his brother, his grandfather, everybody was the giant. Giant, giant, giant. But Hashem says, him I hated him. Why I hated him? Every night Esav would make promises. Tomorrow I'm going to go to Beit Knesset, he wouldn't go. Tomorrow I'm going to do tshuva, he didn't do tshuva. Tomorrow I'm going to be a tzaddik, he wasn't a tzaddik. Every day, every night he would make promises and break them. So this Mishnah is referring to him. This Mishnah is referring to someone that acts like him. You make promises and you break them, you're no different than Esav. What happened with Dor HaMabul? What does that have to do with Dor HaMabul? It says, Dor HaMabul, Hashem made a promise to Noach. He says, tell the generation that if they don't do tshuva, I'm going to destroy the world. I'm going to destroy the world. And he kept his word. He kept his word. Even though it took over 100 years, no one did tshuva. Hashem kept his word. That's it. Hashem showed that whatever he says, he means. He hasn't changed his mind. Same thing with the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel, Hashem didn't destroy them right away. He gave them a chance. He gave them another chance, and another chance, and another chance. When did he decide to destroy them? When they started going against each other. When he changed their language, so they couldn't keep each other's word. They would make promises, and they couldn't keep it. He says, oh, once you don't have a word, you don't have the right to exist. So the same thing with Esav. Esav made a lot of promises, but he would break the promise. He says, once you don't have a word, you have no right to exist. There's no point of you. No one knows if you're going to go right, you're going to go left. There's no point. Hashem says, Et Esav saneti. Why? He goes against my nature. What's my nature? I say something, I keep it. I make a promise, I keep it. So now, this is very, very important, Shul, to know that all the promises you made on Yom Kippur, on Rosh Hashanah, whatever you plan to do this year, you have to do your best, your absolute best to keep them. Of course, there's going to be certain things you're going to mess up. Of course, there's going to be certain things you're just not going to be able to do. Hashem is not paying you a reward or punishment based on execution. He's paying you reward and punishment based on effort. He knows if you're going to succeed or not. He knows if you can do it or not. Because all of us, we go to Beit Knesset. You have to be in the Beit Knesset for a couple of days. You start feeling like an angel. You start feeling like you can fly. Maybe Moshe Rabbeinu is going to talk to you. Maybe Hashem is going to start talking to you from the sky. Everybody thinks Hashem is going to talk to them. You're in Beit Knesset for so long, you're for sure He's going to talk to you. Or maybe I'm the only one who thinks Hashem is going to talk to them. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only crazy one. So, the thing is, though, is that you think at some point you're a tzaddik. So sometimes you make a promise. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Tomorrow I'm going to Tfilat Netz. What? It's 5 o'clock in the morning? I'm there. 6 o'clock? I'm there. Make it 4. I'll go there also. Next day, you sleep till 11. What happened? You said you're going to come at 4 o'clock. Hashem wants you to stay asleep. Why? I want to remind you, you're human. I know you felt like an angel for a second, but the first day I want to remind you, you're human. Said that, Hashem, you're going to go to Beit Knesset tomorrow, the next day. But relax. You're still human. You're going to fail sometimes. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. So He's not rewarding you or punishing you, chas v'shalom, based on whether you succeed in everything you say. He's rewarding you or punishing you based on whether you keep your word on trying. Are you really trying your best? Mamash, you're trying your best. If you're trying your best, sheikha. You're not trying your best, you're making a joke of the system. And that's actually one of the things that Hashem actually punished Yaakov Avinu on. Yaakov Avinu, we're going to learn about him in about a month from now. Yaakov Avinu left his parents' house, ran away from Esav, and even though Hashem hated Esav and loved Yaakov, it says, I love Yaakov and I hate Esav. Still, when Yaakov was planning on going to come back to his parents, he made a swear, he made a vow that he's going to go to his parents. But on the way, he decided, you know what, maybe I should take a stop and go somewhere else first. Hashem sent him, at that moment, Hashem sent him punishment. Why? He says, if you don't go and fulfill this neder, this vow that you made to go see your parents now, you and Esav are the same. That's how important keeping your word is to Hashem. So even Yaakov was in danger for this. So whatever promises you made to Hashem during this holiday, over Sukot, you have to start strategizing how you're going to actually do it. Party, enjoy, eat, whatever you have to do. But remember, you have to actually fulfill this promise.
B'Shem Hashem Na'aseh v'Natzliach, we're very excited to offer you the new Be'ezrat Hashem app 3.0. It's a newer, faster app full of Torah, lots of Kedusha by the shiurim that we do, myself, Rav Ephraim, Rav Chaim, where you'll have also newer features where you're able to use the app while you're using other applications on your phone. You'll be able to share the lectures directly from the app. You'll be able to donate online and support our KIRUV and our Torah work that we're doing. And the most exciting feature is that you'll be able to actually ask questions directly on the app and get answers from the rabbis directly from the app. This is something unprecedented, and Baruch Hashem will be able to offer it. Thank you again for all of your support. Check it out. Make sure you have the kosher Torah that will re-energize your neshama each and every single day. Call to B'chava Tzlacha.